Hi, this is Donna. Welcome to DD Paper Crafts. In today's video, we're going to be making this cute little 2 3/4 by 2-inch high box, and it has a twist and turn style lid. So the lid comes out like so. You may have seen this made as a greeting card. You may have seen it made in scrapbooks or memory albums. And then the lid comes together like so. Whilst you can use a heavier weight cardstock for the box element, I would recommend that you use something maybe 150 GSM for the top twist and turn element. You can then add any pattern paper on the top, but you want something that is going to be easy to manipulate, but at the same time be able to withstand the movement. So let's put the project together. We're going to start with the base of the box, and for this I'm using a piece which is 250 GSM, and this is 6 7/8 by 6 7/8, scored at 2 on all 4 sides. So this will leave us with our central base section, which is going to be 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, which is enough for the size of the twist and turn element which is going to sit in the box. Fold and burnish along all of the score lines. We're just going to make a simple tray. I'm going to cut up the first vertical to the horizontal like so to create a corner tab, and then do the same at this side. Now these pieces, you can see they're going to come round like so and adhere, so that will form the side of the box. So if you would prefer, you can cut down these tabs so they're smaller so that they don't overlap in the middle of this section. So I'm going to cut mine to roughly half like so, and then shape the ends. Do the same at the other end. Now we can create our tray as we would any simple box by adding glue onto these glue tabs. Pull that around, make sure you get a nice straight edge, and do that on all 4 corners. We'll put that aside to dry. For the top element, the twist and turn element, I have a piece which is 8 by 8, and this is around a 150. You want to use as light a weight as you can because it is going to be doing a lot of twisting and turning. I'm going to score on all 4 sides at 2 inches. And then at 4 inches on each side, score down to the 2-inch score line. Take your stylus and ruler, and we're going to join up the ends of the additional score lines we've just put in. So we'll score from the bottom of this score line here across to the bottom of this score line here. Fold and burnish along the outer score lines, and you want to fold and burnish them in both directions. So I'm going to go all the way around. And then fold back in the other direction. We're then going to fold the additional score lines as valley folds. So I'm just going to fold those and pinch those with my fingers. And then we're also going to score these diagonals as valley folds. So you might be able to get your nail in and burnish. You might want to put your ruler in or something with a nice straight edge. and just fold up gently that way, but they need to be valley folds. So at all times, the 4 additional score lines at the 4-inch mark will be valley folds, and these score lines along here will be valley folds. So I'm going to try and fold this as slowly as possible. So we want these to be mountain folds. So we'll take the bottom right hand corner and we're going to twist it around and towards the middle. So you can see that is making a valley fold here. And I'm just going to put my thumb underneath and I'm just pushing these score lines here up to make them mountain folds. So this is going to come across, and this square here will end up here. So this is now twisting, which is what we want. So this one here is going to end up here. So that's how that side is going to come together. So this is now coming to a mountain fold. I'm going to grab these 2 pieces, and this is going to come around. This bottom piece is going to come across the top like so, and then this piece here is going to come together, and that is going to flip over. So you can see how it's all coming together in the middle like so. And on the back we've got our square. So I'll burnish this down and then I'll just go through it again, because the more it does it, the more it will find its place, as it were. So if I open this back out, you can see how it comes together. So it just suddenly snaps into place. So I've got my bottom right hand corner. This comes up towards the middle. This is my mountain fold. This is my valley fold. This is going to come up and round, pushing this left hand side up like so. So that gives us our first crossover section. Keep pushing from the bottom, and that's pushing this top 2 squares behind. There's our mountain fold. It's pushing it behind this square here, and that's automatically pushing this piece in and across like so. So can you see how that's coming together? So I'll do it one more time and I'll slow the film down. And then give it a good burnish. Okay, so now that's ready for decoration, and we obviously want to attach it into the tray. This bit needs to sit in this bit. So before or after you decorate, what we want to do is cut from the top point here down to the bottom point here, and the point on the left down to the point on the right. And then we're going to use those triangles to slot down inside the box and adhere into place. So I'll cut mine now before I decorate. So we can now decorate our piece and stick it into the box. Alternatively, stick it into the box and then decorate this piece. Add glue to the triangles. And then I'm going to sit the piece over the box, line up the edge of the box with the edge of the score line. I might find it easier to do this upside down, get the box where you need it, and then tip it up and push down from the inside to get it roughly where you need it. Push down one side at a time. So that's our triangles inside. So now I'm going to go in and burnish those. So that's in there. This piece is going to come up and over towards this piece, which is going to come up and over and round and over the top of this piece, which is clipping over the top of the top piece. So I'm just going to go in, push that down. And then add my decorative paper on the top. Here's the finished decorated box. I've added decorative paper onto all of the sides and onto each of the squares, and I've used 1 7/8 of an inch squares. I've used one pattern in each of the 4 corners and then a different pattern in various places within the box. So it does start to fold back into place relatively easily. And if nothing else, it will give the recipient hours of fun as they try to work out how to put the lid back together again. So there we have today's project. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And until next time, thanks for watching.